Hey everyone, it's Marianne Springer from Music Scene on teenface.com. Have you ever been watching TV and then a song comes on at just the right moment in just the right way, and then you're on the internet trying to find the title of it and who sang it days after? Well, an artist that may have you doing just that is Shane Alexander. You may have heard him on a number of CW shows or through yours truly last month when we featured him on Music Scene. And he's one of our favorite singer-songwriters, and he has a new album coming out in February, The Sky Below, and Teen Face was lucky enough to snag an interview with him. So let's get to it.
All right.
When did you know that you wanted to be a musician?
Well, it's funny because there is an actual definitive moment that I can recall. My dad had a really great record collection, and I think I was about 10 years old, and he put on Black Sabbath's Paranoid, and I heard the song Iron Man, which is a really dark, heavy riff, and I literally felt some kind of electric charge from head to foot, and I'm like, what's that? Give me that. And I got my first guitar that Christmas, and that's pretty much it.
How old were you when you wrote your first song? Was it with that first guitar that you got?
You know, it breaks my heart to say that I sold that guitar. Now I have a bunch, but back then my grandma actually bought me that guitar and I sold it. But it wasn't that one. I was just kind of playing little riffs for a while till I got up and running, and then I started to compose music and stuff when I was probably 13, 14, 15, and then I was in bands playing other people's songs, and I started to write my own songs probably around 19, 20. And then I always had other guys in the band singing my songs, and then eventually I got the nerve to sing myself. So it's been a process.
How would you describe your music to someone who's never heard it before?
You know, I guess acoustic pop. That's always a tough question, but yeah, keep it kind of open.
What's your songwriting process like? Do the words come first or the music? 9
times out of 10, the music. I just kind of, I read this interview with Tom Waits where he was speaking about the writing process and how it's sort of like fishing. You have to get a comfortable chair and just sit for a long time and wait. And it's kind of that way. I need a quiet house and some peace, and I can't usually write on the road, and I kind of come home and process my experiences out there in the world and sit down and they come, but I usually get the music happening and then the words follow.
For the album that's coming out, you mainly wrote it in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Instead of on the road?
Yeah. I get little teeny starter things out on the road and I bring them home and fish through. There was one song that I wrote, it's called Coffee Kiss, which is a little pretty acoustic song. And that I actually wrote in Maui. I'd been on the road for about, 3-4 months before that, and I was really pretty run down, and the whole tour I kept saying to myself, just get to Maui, man, just get to Maui. And so finally when I got there, I was sitting on my balcony at the Westin looking at the water, and this riff came, and I got home and finished it up. So.
What was your inspiration for your new album?
I guess the biggest one is just travel. The further I get out, there's a sort of alienation of the road that's both horrible and beautiful, and it's just sort of a profound way of life. And I think the further out I get, the more I get into a creative place and I get inspired, and I've started journaling on the road and stuff like that. And so yeah, I just kind of come home, and between my own life experiences and things I see and experience on the road, it just sort of comes out how it's going to come out.
That's amazing. What was your last tour like? Do you have like a favorite performance that you did? Or?
Let's see. My last tour was in Germany, and that was, I guess, October. And I did about. It was a short tour. I was only over there about a week, and I played PopCom, which is sort of the German version of South by Southwest, right? Mm-hmm. And but I did play this one gig that was probably the most memorable at this place called Landschulheim, which is a boarding school for wealthy young German kids from about 13 to 18. And I kept calling it Hogwarts. You know, it was a beautiful 800-acre campus, and I played a concert there for the kids. And it was awesome, and I didn't know anything. Like, the agent had told me, oh, you're going to play this school, it's great, you're going to love it. Took a few trains, and then, I got picked up, and then as soon as I got there, the place was absolutely magnificent. And I had a few days off after that, and they invited me to stay, so I had my own little dorm at the top story of this building, and it was beautiful autumn weather, about 70 degrees, and the kids were great, and just, walking around the campus, they'd be like, Shane Alexander!
That's so cool.
I sold out of CDs in about 30 seconds.
Wow.
And so the rest of the couple days I was there, we were clamoring, trying to get records for the rest of the kids, and it was just a really great experience. And you know, there's all kinds of things that happen out there, but that was very warm and easy to appreciate. Yeah.
Sounds like a really good time.
Yeah.
What was it like hearing your music on TV?
You know, there's a lot of different reactions. I've been fortunate to have a bunch of placements, and some are just dead on. The one on Bones was really, I thought, quite poignant, and they also used that same song on The Real World on MTV.
Sweet.
This girl had mono, and she was really sick, and calling her mom, she's like, "Mom, I'm so sick." And you know, my song Shipwrecked is very dark with the strings and stuff, and
it's one of my favorites.
Somehow it just really worked, you know. And then there's been some others, I won't mention what show they were, where I just thought they got it all wrong, you know. And so like the lyric didn't seem to me to jive with the story. But either way, it's great. You know, anytime your songs are exposed to that many people in one shot, it's a complete blessing. You know?
So how does that work? Does the TV producer contact you, or do you submit songs?
It's happened a lot of different ways. My publicists, I've had 2 different publicists in the last couple of years who've had friends who submitted to them. I have a licensing agent who does that. I actually have 2 now. And then the Fox thing, someone from Fox was at a show, and so they came to me. And so it can happen any number of ways, and we just hope that it keeps happening despite this here strike.
Some fun questions. What's on your iPod right now?
Something that's funky that I really like is Joanna Newsom. Have you heard of her?
I
Go
haven't.
check her out. She's a really original funky artist. She plays a harp and sings, and has this very strange high-pitched voice. But I just love her to pieces. And there's a Dutch songwriter named Dennis Colin who's signed to V2 over there, and he and I have toured together and really good buddies. And I've been listening to his record a lot. And a lot of just classic stuff, you know. I have a really big CD collection, and it's been a really arduous task to get all my stuff onto my iPod, but now just beautiful things start popping up.
What artists would you like to work with the most?
I like to work with the most. I've always wanted to meet Neil Young. I'd love to tour with Neil Young. He's just been a real big inspiration to me because he's sort of very honest and just a really true artist, not really swayed by trend or fashion or whatever. And plus his kids have had disabilities, and he's has physical problems, and just such a strong, inspiring dude. I always thought it would be great to tour with him. But as far as collaborating, there's a bunch of songwriters around town that I've started to write with, and AM is one we're going to write together pretty soon. And beyond that, Chris Pierce is another one who's one of the best singers in LA, if not the best, and a good buddy of mine too. And so we're going to probably sit down and write him.
Do you want to play us something from the new album that's coming out?
All right. Well, this is, I guess I'll do the title track, which is the most recent addition to this record, and it's the last song on the record, and I'm actually working on a video for it as we speak too. So this is called "The Sky Below." Falling faster than a stone, looking at the sky below and wondering just which side I'm on. The difference between you and me is you are real and I'm not what I seem to be. But you know, everyone's misunderstood, but you take the bad and you make it good. Summer sun is on the run, sometimes it looks like something has begun. The temperature is dropping down, the leaves are scattered, covering the ground now. And you know, in the endless quest for bliss, everything has come to this. And we're all misunderstood, but you take the bad and you make it good. All is as it should be. All is as it should be. a little bit like that.
Nice. I'm for sure getting the album. I'm Marianne Springer from Music Scene on teenface.com, and we'll see you next time.